Third Strike Radio, Vinny K here with you. Hello. On the phone, the movie guru himself, Jim Noonan. Hey, you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm excited. This is my Super Bowl weekend.
You know what? You're right. This is your Super Bowl weekend. This is the pre-Oscar show. The Oscars, of course, this Sunday, and this is where you put it all on the line. This is
where
it.
I prove I know what I'm talking about.
Now, are you one of these guys that do the who should win, who will win?
Yes, I am.
Well, I think most people are because it's a given that they look for certain things in their process. What is it now? Who actually judges it? The foreign?
No, that's the Golden Globes is done by the Hollywood Foreign Press. The Academy Awards is all done by Oscar voters, which is pools of people. So, like, there's an acting group, a director's group, a writer's group, a cinematographer's group, and they all vote. But the biggest pool is the actors, so they pretty much run the show for the most part.
All right, so now refresh us. Now, what are the big ones that we're going to be looking at?
I was going to do like Best Actor, Actress, Picture, and maybe a couple of the smaller ones like Best Director.
Well, Director's kind of big.
Feature. Yeah, it is, but it's one of those. It's in the middle of the show. They announce it, and you almost forget about it by the end of the show.
Really? Because I remember back when. I think it's sort of like what the buzz is about. Remember when Scorsese never won it? That was the big thing, and it was almost like the headlining.
And Spielberg. There's been a few, directors like that over the years that, just keep getting nominated and eventually they gotta win it.
Right.
It hasn't really been like that.
Well, who are the directors this year?
Well, there's the big story, or one of the few big stories of this Oscars show is that Ben Affleck wasn't nominated for Argo.
Right.
And it's only 5, so there's 9 Best Picture nominees, but there's only 5 directors.
Really?
So it's Michael Haneke for Amour, Ang Lee for Life of Pi, David O. Russell for Silver Linings Playbook, Spielberg for Lincoln, and then Ben Zeitlin for Beasts of the Southern Wild.
And tell you, I'll be honest with you. Besides Lincoln, don't know the rest of those movies. Oh no, Silver Linings Playbook. Actually, I wanted to see. I didn't see, but the rest of them, I have no idea what they are.
That'd probably be up your alley. It's funny, one of those kind of. It's a quirky little comedy. It's a little bit of a love story, but it's actually just kind of an interesting look at mental illness, I guess you could say.
So that'd be right up my alley. That'd be perfect.
Yeah, funny mental illness. If only it was a New York Giants or Jets team that was involved, because it's a Philly. There's
the Philly. That's right. It's the Eagles. Right. That's right.
An Eagles side story.
And don't it have that hot girl? Excuse me, the hot girl from Hunger Games.
Yes, Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh yeah, I like her.
And she's actually nominated for Silver Linings Playbook for Best Actress as well.
Oh really?
But director. It's probably between Ang Lee, David O. Russell for Silver Linings Playbook, and Spielberg, and it might go to Ang Lee just because of previous nominations and wins and not wins, that kind of thing. Right. And that's kind of how this goes. Sometimes people get nominated 5 times in a row, and then they eventually, it doesn't matter what the movie is, they get nominated and they gotta win it just because it's their time. A lot of these categories have stuff like that going on.
Now, who do you think should win?
I think Spielberg had the best, hardest job, with Lincoln, because it's hard to make a movie like that somewhat entertaining, because it's almost like a stage play. I mean, it's just a bunch of guys having conversations in different rooms of the house, it seems like. So I think this could be, he hasn't won since Saving Private Ryan. That's almost 15 years ago. So this could be it again.
And when you think Spielberg, you don't think a guy sitting around a room talking.
No, you think of maybe like an alien creature.
Right, something's going to happen. Yeah.
Or an alien creature getting
I would
shot
like to see Spielberg direct the movie Lincoln versus the Vampires, the Vampire Hunter. That would have been good. That would have been a better movie.
Terrible. That was an interesting book, but the movie did not turn out well.
Okay, so you got the director. What do you think with the actresses?
Actresses, so we got Jessica Chastain for Zero Dark 30, Jennifer Lawrence for Silver Linings Playbook, Naomi Watts for The Impossible, which is about the 2004 tsunami.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's the two, I don't know, this is like to get publicity for the Oscars or something. There's the oldest nominee and the youngest nominee ever.
Really?
Are both nominated, yeah. So Emmanuel Riva was in Amour. She plays the woman who, goes through a stroke and all that kind of stuff. And then Kavenzane Wallace for Beasts of the Southern Wild. She's 6 years old. So 75 years old and a 6-year-old.
A 6-year-old best actress.
It's ridiculous. I mean, she's adorable and cute, but I don't think that translates to, wow, she's so powerful. So for me, it's really between...
I have to root for her because I just want to see the acceptance speech.
Nah, thanks, Dad.
that would be hilarious.
Yeah, I have no idea what she would say. She has no chance, by the way.
Yeah.
It's between Jessica Chastain and Jennifer
So basically,
Lawrence.
they're throwing her to wolves and get her major letdown. She's going to be hooked on crack by the time she's 8. What are you going to... You're gonna give her a major letdown at 6 years old.
Well, it's like you remember the girl Precious? Like, it was a great performance and stuff, but I mean, she can't be in. Nobody's looking to see her in every movie.
Right.
It was a good performance, but that is it. That's going to be the highlight of her career.
Well, the funny thing about Precious is when you watch her, she's like a Valley girl.
Yeah, kind of.
In real life, it's like you would think. Like when I watched it, I'm like, okay. She's real. They took her out of the streets, and when you hear her talk, she's like a Valley girl, so she was actually acting, which made it even better for me, which is good.
Yeah. That was tough. But, all right, so if I got to put it on the line, I'd say Jessica Chastain in an upset, because Jennifer Lawrence did win the Golden Globe. So Jessica Chastain for the Oscar, Zero Dark 30, she is the whole movie.
Okay. And who is that? Would that be your pick?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that.
All right, now the actors.
The actors, really, there's no competition in this. I think Daniel Day-Lewis all day for Lincoln. It would be the biggest news of the next Monday morning if he doesn't win that. I just think, Bradley Cooper, Hugh Jackman, Joaquin Phoenix, Denzel, and Flight. I don't think they have a chance. Any other year, maybe Bradley Cooper for Silver Linings, but Daniel Day-Lewis has it. I mean, they should just go give it to him when he shows up on the red carpet.
I think those are the two. I think the two best actors of our time: Daniel Day-Lewis and Denzel.
Yes,
I've always said that.
Yeah, but this is one of those. Probably Denzel gets nominated every once in a while, kind of like Meryl Streep. Seems like she gets nominated almost every year.
Right.
This is just one of those nomination performances.
Right.
This isn't a winning performance.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so you're hands down. Lincoln's going to win. You think Lincoln should win? Or
Daniel Day-Lewis, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so now let's go to the big one, the picture. Now you said there's 9?
9.
Is that normal?
No. So a few years ago, do you remember when The Dark Knight, that was like the biggest movie of the summer,
right,
and it didn't get nominated for Best Picture, and everybody thought it should have?
Right.
So they extended it to 10, or expanded it to 10, but then people felt like there was too many, so they switched it to a certain rule where if it gets so many votes, then it can be added to the 5, but no more than 10. So the last few years have been 8 and 9 pictures.
Right.
But I think this is going to be a thing that they do. They're just trying to... I mean, it's good for the industry to have more movies, so you can put it on your DVD box. It says, Best Picture nominee.
Right, yeah.
And it includes other people, because that year, Dark Knight probably, if they had 6 nominees, it would have been the 6th nominee.
Yeah.
It had no chance at winning, but at least you would get that crowd rooting for it.
Right.
But this year's tough. I mean, I think it's between Argo, Lincoln, Silver Linings Playbook, and Zero Dark 30. I don't think Life of Pi Django, Les Mis, or Amour have a chance. I really think it's between those 4 movies, and I think Argo's going to take it.
You think Argo's going to take it?
Yeah.
Now, you would think, I would guess it would be, not even seeing, I'll be honest, I didn't see any of them. Lincoln or Zero Dark 30, you would figure would be the favorites.
Yeah.
That's what I was on as an outsider, I would think.
Well, and the thing with Zero Dark 30 is Catherine Bigelow and Mark Bold, the writer and director, they both won for The Hurt Locker like 3 years ago. So,
right.
And it was both their first nominations and everything.
Right.
So, the Hurt Locker was the big surprise from a few years ago. It swept the Oscars. It won a ton of awards. And, it was just, they were just happy to be nominated, and it won everything. I don't think they can pull that off again. And Silver Linings Playbook, for me, is kind of the dark horse out of that group, but I really think Argo's just got too much momentum, and it's going to take it.
Well,
it's very traditional.
Realistically, Silver Linings Playbook, the way people are talking, that could like sweep and surprise everybody.
That could have one of those nights that people talk about for years, because it could have a Silence of the Lambs type evening, where they win actor, actress, director.
Well, when you throw in the mental illness. That's always a shot when you have the mental illness there.
Yeah, and it's quirky. It's very well written. It's very funny. It's witty. It's kind of a smart funny. It's not Three Stooges funny.
Right. It's not. There's no slapstick in that.
No.
You say the picture's going to Argo, and you think they should. You think they should win. That would be your vote.
Yeah, I think with Affleck winning every award. I mean, he won the British their British Academy Awards, basically. He won Best Director there, won Best Picture there, the Writers Guild, the Directors Guild, the Actors Guild. I mean, Argo's just got all the momentum going for it, and it's going to win.
All right, so what we're going to do is next week we'll chastise you for how bad your picks were.
You know what? I won't be surprised. I'm going to get... So there's 24 categories. I got 18 last year. My best year was 21 out of 24.
Really?
But I've had a bad year. A couple years ago, I had a bad year where I got like 13.
But you play... You know what? You have a lot of... Well, I could see this happening. I could see... So you're not... You have your bases covered.
Yeah.
Except if the 6-year-old wins. If the 6-year-old wins, we can bury him.
Oh, yeah. She has no shot. I will quit being a movie critic if she wins.
All right, Jim Noonan. It's JimNoonanMedia.com. And we're going to check back at you next week after the Oscars. Keep it locked in. It's Third Strike Radio.